Hello and welcome to Baseplate Reviews. Today I'm going to be building and reviewing a 2022 set 60335 train station. This is the Lego City set that actually comes with a fairly substantial bus and a vehicle for working on the train tracks. So the train station arguably isn't even the main part of the build, but the reasoning for this is that we've just been trying to check out what the city would look like with a train track around it. I think that in previous video kind of said that it does take up a lot of space, but let's at least take a look, see what this set looks like with the city and how good is it in and of itself. Anyway, I'm going to get to opening it and get it built, and let's see. So the set goes for $100 US, 130 Canadian and 70 British pounds. It includes, like I say, the bus there, also the vehicle with a portaloo or porta potty on it, and then what looks like quite a thin station. The back actually just shows this from a different angle, so it does never show you the back of the set. Probably not really fair if you are just buying it in store. I think it's the right thing to do is to show you both sides, but either way, let's get it open and let's get going. Wow, so we've got 8 bags of stuff there. It feels fairly substantial for $100 US. What was the piece count? 907 pieces, so not ideal in terms of the piece count, but you are getting some rail pieces here, and also in the extra bag we're getting some of these road plate pieces just there. I presume there's going to be stickers in with the instruction booklet as well. I'll get that open. Well, it looks like the instruction booklet's broken into pieces, so good for building together. This one includes the rail and the station, and bags 5, 6, 7 and 8. Bags 1 and 2 are the vehicle which can go on the rails with the porta potty, and bags 3 and 4 are that bus. And yeah, there are some stickers, but actually that's not too bad at all. 14 stickers and they all look pretty nice. So I'm going to get to doing this as a quick speed build time-lapse video, and then we'll get to reviewing the set. This wasn't a bad build at all. It can definitely be built together if doing it as a family with a younger builder, thanks to those separate booklets for the vehicles and then the station itself. It's marked as 7+ on the box, and that's probably about right, although I think it could still have somewhat tricky bits for younger builders. That isn't a bad thing, by the way. They should be challenged. So my first impressions straight after building this were actually just how substantial a set it is in terms of all that you get for that $100 price tag. Certainly in 2024, I mean this was released in 2022, and I think that shows, that we're just, it always feels like we're just getting less and paying more. This includes 6 minifigs. We've got the driver there, then a couple of passengers, a worker for the cafe just there, the maintenance guy, and then we also have a minifig up there in the kind of control tower. It's just spun back to us at the moment. But, I mean, we're getting a really unique maintenance vehicle, including the porta potty as well, and then a really substantial bus build. I mean, this is right up there with a recent bus build that was built for a bus station. I've actually got in the city just over here, that yellow and green one, and I will compare the two in a moment. But this isn't a bus station, this is a train station, and we're getting that great bus. And then actually the station, which originally I thought wasn't too substantial at all, actually isn't too bad. It's got this unique build on the top for the roof, so that it can have a glass kind of effect roof, which is a bit different, certainly for a 7 Plus set. And also if we spin the set around so we can have a look at the back, I'll just move the bus out of the way and the freestanding minifig. But if we spin this around, it's not quite so thin as may come across. It's open at the back, just up here, and also for the cafe part, and where you can come in and get the tickets in here. But this bit is not actually that open. That's a glass pane just there, and then we've got an archway with a ramp leading up or down, which I think is a nice touch. It's above the kind of level of some of the like police stations and stuff like that that are in the Lego City range, which really are almost facades. And this isn't to mention the fact that actually we've got a really nice level crossing here with the functionality to move it up both ways, and also gives a really good example of how you can integrate train tracks in with your road plates with this kind of design just here. Yeah, overall I think I'm pretty impressed so far, but I'll go through each individual element. We'll start off with that maintenance vehicle that's designed to go both on the roads and on the tracks, thanks to the clever track compatible wheels that can be folded down to go on tracks or up and away for road use. This has a cherry picker on the back and is overall a really nice inclusion, which offers both great play and display value. It has a connection point for its trailer, and that trailer is absolutely okay, and is used to transport that porta potty. As we've mentioned it, we'll go on to this next, and it's decent enough, although a bit, for want of a better term, studdy around the sides and back. It does though, importantly, for some people like 7-year-old boys, have a poo piece in the toilet bowl. This is actually very similar to the porta potty you already have in the city, except that one's from a hidden side set, so has a creepy transformation and actually has a function to fire discs, yes, of excrement, so this one loses out there. The next element of the build was the bus, and I think this is genuinely excellent. A really bold modern colour, and I think it's an excellent representation of an inner city bus service. Even though we all, of course, prefer prints to stickers, the stickers for the numbers and the route name here are great colours and very realistic. The bike rack is also ace. I know that many buses have this on the front in real life, but I prefer it at the back for this model, and the fresh sticker at the rear also matches the advertising on the bench in the station itself. The interior space has 7 proper seats, but in reality you can't get too many figs together at the rear seats as their arms just block each other. But that does mean you can fit the driver and all the other 5 minifigs from the set into the bus. This is actually better than the 2017 bus station bus, which we can see here, and is longer than the blue bus, but has less seat space internally. It shows why this bus is such a good build and could easily have stood as a standalone set that I think would have sold well. In terms of the not so good, then I'd argue that the space in the middle for wheelchairs or strollers isn't quite so good as the yellow and green bus, which looks more purpose-built than just a space. But I do like the green button on the outside to indicate you can press to automatically open the doors. Of course, the set is called the train station, not the train station bus, so we should probably take a look at the station itself. This has a nice colour scheme, and again the stickers included are really good colour matches with the bricks they sit on for sure. We've got the platform itself, which has a bench right in between the bike rack and a nice ATM or cash machine, and an excellent piece of colourful art. The platform feels just the right size and could easily be tiled off if you wanted to upgrade it. In terms of interior space, we've got this kind of control tower above, which I don't quite get, and then we have some more open at the back space for a small serving station and a ticket counter. As I noted before, I do like the archway and ramp leading up to the station. The interior space though is pretty bare bones, although I'm okay with that here. The station attaches to the track really easily, and we get 4 straight pieces of track plus slope pieces that clip to the ends and a road plate as well. The level crossing is just perfect. If I integrate that into the city, I don't think I'd change it one bit. In terms of minifigs, I don't think we've got anything great here, but they're all decent enough. I'm unsure why the bus driver has the same uniform as the worker with the signal at the station, and I'd probably just move the driver minifig to be working at the station and use a different one for my collection as a driver. These are all fine, with 3 of them, the 2 passengers and the station worker, having alternate face prints. Overall, I think this is one of the better LEGO City sets of recent times. There's an equal level of play value and aesthetic design here that we don't always get, especially with things like the police or fire stations, where it leans much more heavily into the play aspect. This set certainly has that, and I think kids, plus me, will definitely get a kick out of that maintenance vehicle for certain. I love the bus, although trying to fit competing bus companies onto my city streets will be tough to fit in. And the station itself plus its platform is good, but the level crossing is great. It's not a complicated design, and you could easily find the instruction to build this for your city if you didn't want the whole set. For $100, it's obviously not cheap, but I do think there's value there compared to other LEGO sets, and I think this has been somewhat slept on. I'm glad I eventually got around to building it. I hope you enjoyed that review and would consider leaving a like and subscribing if you haven't already, and with that I'll just say